Hi, this is Mr. Evans. In this essay, I'm going to look at a question that I've taken from Unit 1 about the external environment, and I'm going to have a look at the factors in the external environment that you need to be aware of in the context of a case study. Importantly as well, I've had a look at the 2017 examiner's report. Really important for you to do so as well. They're all available on the AQA website. So have a look at the examiner's report because they give you lots of important information. These particular comments are taken from paper 1 of the A-level. However, they apply across all of the papers. The first point is that you need to know the whole specification for every paper because there's a broad coverage in each paper of all of the topics that are asked for. The examiner also said that students must consider all of the demands of a question and make effective use of the information provided. I'm going to try and show you how to do that in the context of a news story that's come up recently. So I'll teach you a little bit about the news story as well, which will provide you with useful application that you could use in your answers. This is an important point here. Now, I often start off my essays with the definition. Simply defining terms at the start of an answer is not necessary, the examiner tells us, provided an understanding of the relevant aspect of the topic is shown in the answer. Defining terms where it is not specifically asked for is using time which could be used more effectively to actually answer the question. Having said this, it is important to be very clear and precise about the aspects of the concepts being used. Okay, so I do often start with the definition, but I do also hear the fact that that is taking away valuable time, particularly if you show the examiner in your answer that you understand the question later on. The arguments for starting with the definition is that you will pick up some marks for a definition, even if you don't get anything else in the answer. However, the examiner is clearly telling us that it's not necessary. The other thing that the other argument for starting with the definition, particularly maybe in the 5 or 6 marks analysis questions, is that definition could be the start of a chain of analysis. So, for example, if you got a 5-mark analyse question on economies of scale, you could say something along the lines of economies of scale are when a business's average costs fall as its output grows. This could occur because ... and that's the start of your chain of argument. So there are some arguments for starting with a definition, but clearly the examiner is telling you to be sensible, and if you don't need a definition because you're going to clearly explain the concept in your answer, then maybe just crack straight on. And this final point, students need to be encouraged to think what the question is asking and what your answer is. Okay, so the question I'm going to look at is discuss the extent to which changes in competition is the biggest factor affecting Mothercare in the external environment. Okay, so competition is one of the factors that could affect Mothercare in the external environment. So when I'm reading this case study, I'm going to be looking for and highlighting in yellow reasons it is changes in competition, and then looking out for other factors in the external environment that might be affecting Mothercare. And these are the factors that are listed here. So you need to be on your toes and know the specification to look out for any other factors that are mentioned in the case study. Okay, so this is a real story taken a couple of days ago. I'm recording this on the 19th of May 2018. And Mothercare has confirmed that 50 store closures are going to take place. So Mothercare has confirmed it's closing 50 stores as part of a rescue plan. The company plunged to a 72.8 million loss in the most recent financial years as it took hefty charges to pay for closing stores and reorganising the business. Right, not a huge amount of there behind the causes of this, i.e. what happened in the external environment to lead to this, but this is a good bit of background. Mothercare saw falling numbers of shoppers in the second half of the financial year and had to discount to try to stimulate sales. However, over the year, like-for-like sales fell 1.3%. Shoppers interviewed for the BBC claimed that Mothercare was too expensive and out of date. Now, I've highlighted this because it may come in useful during my answer. It's not necessarily to do with the competitive environment, so I haven't highlighted in that colour, but I feel like it's good information that's going to help me look at how shoppers are responding basically to Mothercare. So when it comes to children's wear, Mothercare faces stiff competition from supermarkets that sell their own lines. Now, competition is one of the key words in the question. AQA often like to help you out with the case study by putting the key term in the question somewhere in the case study. All right. Last year it was niche markets in paper 1 of the AS paper, and throughout that case study it said niche markets, and around that key term was useful information that could be used to form your answer. So look out for the key term in the case study. When it comes to children's wear, Mothercare faces stiff competition from supermarkets that sell their own lines, such as Asda through its George range and Tesco through F&F. Fashion retailers Primark and H&M also now have popular babywear ranges. So we've got a picture of far more competition now in Mothercare's clothing market, whilst Amazon and Argos dominate the toys market. Okay, so lots more competitors have come through in recent years. So these are all reasons that it is changing in competition, which is the biggest factor affecting Mothercare. Some say the firm also needs to improve its online offering in the face of competition from both Amazon and online marketplaces like eBay, which have made it easier to shop for second-hand goods. So not only are there the supermarkets and Amazon and Argos, all of which are very efficient retailers who have entered this market. Now there's a whole new market sprung up for second-hand baby gear, which is providing cheaper second-hand goods. With real incomes falling throughout 2017, parents are far more price conscious than they used to be. Okay, so I know the specification. I know incomes is another factor in the external environment that could affect a business. So I've highlighted it in green, so it stands out from the information about competition. In addition to changes in the competitive environment, demographic factors also seem to be playing a part in Mothercare's struggles. Okay, demographic factors here. There were effectively 775,000 live births in 2016, down from a peak of 815,000 births in 2012. Okay, so we can see that their target market is falling in size as well. So we've got information about competition, falling real incomes, and demographic factors. That's enough for me to put together an essay. Whilst Mothercare still has a strong brand image with many parents and parents-to-be, it's clear that a drastic change to the strategy is necessary to ensure the company's long-term survival. Okay, so Mothercare still has a strong brand image. Okay, so with any question, I do a quick bullet point plan and then I write it up. So I've decided to start without a definition, as the examiner tells us that we can. My first paragraph is about why changes in the competitive environment are the biggest factors affecting Mothercare, or is the biggest factor affecting Mothercare. Changes in competition have been a significant factor in the external environment that have affected Mothercare. Mothercare's product portfolio includes clothes and toys, so I'm using the information in the case study. All right, this is about the clothes and toys that they sell. And there have been important changes in both markets. In terms of clothes, the growth of supermarkets into products beyond food means that they have entered many markets. One such market is clothing. Due to their economies of scale, they're able to offer low-cost clothing in their stores. Right? This is just kind of standard analysis of supermarkets that benefit from economies of scale, and they're able to. Supermarkets are very, very efficient. They manage their supply chains very well, and they can pass those cost savings on to customers. Therefore, the supermarkets can cross-sell good value clothing to parents who are in their store for food. Okay, so I've developed that point about the growth of supermarkets. Meanwhile, Amazon and Argos have come to dominate the toy market. Okay, so again, using information from the case study, Amazon are very efficient and can offer same-day delivery on some products, which may be particularly important to parents. If your baby, for example, desperately needs new clothes or shoes or medicine, for example, you don't want to be waiting around for that. Amazon can offer same-day delivery in some places, whereas Mothercare, I didn't give as much information on the Mothercare website, but it looks like that Mothercare have been unable to keep up basically with Amazon's online offering. Finally, online platforms such as Facebook and eBay have made it easier for parents to buy and sell second-hand baby products, which may be appealing given that babies grow very quickly and therefore the product will only be used for a limited period. So with each of these things, I've developed it. I've developed in terms of the supermarkets offering economies of scale and therefore cheaper clothing, Amazon being able to offer same-day delivery, which would be important to parents, and Facebook and eBay offering second-hand goods cheaply, which is important in the context of the question because babies grow quickly. So I've developed each of those points analytically. In summary, the competitive environment has changed significantly and has affected demand for Mothercare's goods. All right, so I've linked back to the question. The competitive environment has changed significantly and it's affected demand. Okay, so now I need to bring in the other factors. On the other hand, there are several other significant factors that have compounded Mothercare's difficulties. The first is that consumers' real incomes fell in 2018. Okay, 2017. Sorry, that's of course from the case study. This is likely to have made consumers more price sensitive. I've developed it. Consumers interviewed by the BBC indicated that they said Mothercare is too expensive, and with the growth in competition, price-sensitive consumers appear to be shopping elsewhere. Okay, so I've tried to take the information that I know, which is that consumers' real incomes fell, plus consumers interviewed by the BBC say Mothercare is too expensive, and because there's more options because of the growth in competition, consumers are going elsewhere. In addition to that, Mothercare is specifically aimed at parents. With the birth rate in the UK falling, here's some more information. It seems that demographic factors are reducing the size of their target market. An analysis using the Boston Matrix indicates that Mothercare have a small share of a shrinking market, which is highly concerning. So bringing in a little bit of theory to help me develop this point about Mothercare having a shrinking share of a falling market size. Just have a look at that on the Boston Matrix. That's a dog product and would be very concerning for any business. Therefore, it appears that a number of factors in the external environment are combining to affect Mothercare. Okay, so I've used the case study to build my arguments, which is focused fully on the question because I keep on linking back to the question at the end of my paragraphs. In conclusion, I believe that it is the combination of new low-price competitors during a time of falling real incomes that has combined to have a significant impact on Mothercare's sales. Combination and combined in one paragraph isn't great. Mixture might be a better word. Nevertheless, I've clearly answered the question. It's not that competition is the most significant factor, it's the fact that there's competition and consumers are becoming price sensitive. They're the issues that have had the most significant impact on Mothercare sales. Okay, a good conclusion will show some balance. However, Mothercare does still have a strong brand image amongst parents and parents-to-be, so it's not all bad. Therefore, I would advise Mothercare to shut down all but a handful of stores in the busiest locations and to move the brand online. This way, the stores could showcase the product, but online distribution would allow Mothercare to reduce costs and cope with the changes in the external environment more efficiently. Okay, so what have I done in this conclusion? Well, first of all, hopefully I've answered the question, which is that it's the combination of close price competitors and falling real incomes. Fine. But a good answer has some balance, which is that Mothercare does still have a strong brand image amongst parents and parents-to-be and provides a solution to Mothercare. Shutting down all but a handful of stores, move the brand online, and this way they can cut costs and they'll be able to cope with the exchanges in the external environment more efficiently. So in that conclusion, I have answered the question, shown some balance, and provided a solution to the problem, which is the descriptor of a high-level conclusion. So hopefully that video has helped. This video has helped you learn a little bit more about what the examiner says about what a good answer would entail.